Okay, hi Geminis. This is for Geminis, obviously. This is your mid-March reading. I'm doing a 6-card layout here using the Psychic Tarot for this reading, and I will get an oracle card at the end. Geminis, your reading overall feels very positive. It does feel like some things are a little bit topsy-turvy, and I'll see if I can sort of visually explain that with the cards that are coming up on the top of the bottom. So you see here we have the Harmony card. This is your card in this deck. This is the Lover's card because this is a major arcana. And then you have Spiritual Strength reversed, okay? So it's almost like, you know, there could be disharmony in a spiritual connection, in a soulmate connection, a marriage. There could be disharmony internally within you. Like you may be sort of going through some sort of deep, profound transformation, you know, maybe doing some shadow work. Sometimes, you know, during a spiritual ascension process, this is called like the dark night of the soul or something like that. If that is the case, I do feel like you're on the tail end of whatever that experience is. I feel like you've already sort of been going through that. Perhaps there are just some things that you need to accept or acknowledge, or maybe perhaps even change about yourself or about your environment, that will really help to sort of get you over the edge of whatever this is that you're working through quite deeply. I do feel like it's either you alone, right, with the twins card here, or it's a connection that you are involved in. So it could be romantic, like I mentioned, a marriage, or it could be, you know, a business partnership. It could be what you do for work, right? Not aligning with what really speaks to you. Something like that. And I feel like you need to make a decision to move forward into what it is that you are truly passionate about, because that's where your you know, spiritual prosperity and your happiness is going to lie. So that being said, let's get into the other cards. So you have Material Harvest coming out first. This is actually talking about your like physical environment. There could be a lot of really exciting changes happening. Perhaps you're moving or anticipating moving soon. You could be, you know, doing new things with regard to work, either like your full-time job or like some kind of side hustle here. But yeah, I feel like this energy is like coming in like a harvest. I feel like this will extend for y'all. I'm really feeling this very strongly, like through the fall, you know, from like spring to fall time. So over the summer as well, right? For those of us who are in the Northern Hemisphere, with that number 9 there, I'm feeling a lot of like Virgo energy, grounded energy. Okay. And of course, going into Virgo season, we're like still in Pisces season now. Virgo is a sister sign. So that's exactly 6 months away in September, right? I'm not sure if I'm going to read from the book for these cards. We'll see how much time that we have. So the next card you have coming up, this is like the Hierophant card, okay? There's a few major arcanas, actually more than a few major arcanas coming up for y'all. Like I mentioned, the Lover's card, and this is the Hierophant. So which speaks to your spiritual strength and your connection, right? The wisdom, right? It's called the Wisdom card here, but the wisdom that you gain from going on a spiritual journey, or recognizing that you are a spiritual being, that we're all spiritual beings, that almost, well, I believe, right, that everything that we do is spiritual, right? Other people have their own beliefs, but that's my belief. And it's a little bit like, you know, it's a journey. Like I almost view the journey like, let's say, okay, you know how when you leave home as a child, right, either to go to college, or I left home like a little bit before that, you leave home, right, like this physically safe structure, and you go out into the world to, you know, find yourself, find your friends, discover what you like to do, eventually, you know, graduate, get a job, whatever. You guys know, like, you know, everyone has their own unique path, but we know roughly the direction it's headed into, right? It's almost like you leave a physical place to find your internal home. To me, that's how I sort of, you know, imagine the spiritual journey to be, if I had to like explain it visually in a story, or like create a storyline around it. And that's what this is here. In this book here, one reminds me of journaling, okay, which could be talking about really setting your intentions you see how the figure's eyes closed are here, really meditating and visualizing upon what you want your life to look like, what your material harvest looks like for you. And right with that journal here, but this is also the knowledge that you acquire through life. Okay. And then you have the number 1 passion ignited here. I'm feeling a lot of chakra work, and I'm actually going to be talking about the chakras in this month's newsletter. So if you're not subscribed, there's a link down below if you're on YouTube, or there's a link in my bio if you're on Instagram to subscribe to the newsletter, because I'm going to be talking about chakras here. But I'm getting your heart chakra there with the green, and then your solar plexus chakra, which would be the next chakra down, and then your sacral chakra, which is coming out here. So a lot of heart centered, and then like it's almost like your core. Okay, so from like your tummy up through your heart, a lot of work happening there for you right now in terms of opening up that, aligning that with your spiritual path, with your life purpose, okay? Being really creative and imaginative and dreamy, which is still Pisces energy, and then putting some action behind that as we're going into Aries season, right? And then we have Taurus and you Geminis, and then Cancer, and then another fire sign, Leo, and then finally that Virgo energy that I was talking about with the material harvest here, okay? I feel like there might be a specific, especially creative project it is that you're focused on, okay? Or perhaps this is a specific connection that you're working to heal, okay? Again, could be just you going through some personal transformations, or could be actually addressing a connection that perhaps has been a little bit disjointed recently, okay? So Geminis, this is also your energy, the Truth card. I don't remember which, but I get like Ace of Swords energy off of that, but I can't remember which major arcana this is in this deck. It's the Judgment card, which is actually Earth energy, okay? Which you have a lot of like all the elements in here, which is very Magician-esque, which is a Gemini card as well. So Judgment here is coming up in the reverse. I don't really read reversals in this deck, but it's just something to be aware of here, okay? Because I feel like this actually has to do with visualizing this material prosperity, connecting with, you know, your spirituality, your intuition, following that, following your truth, okay, and your Ace of Swords towards your passion. That's what's going to yield the material prosperity. There's a reason here it's coming up in the reverse. Either maybe you're having trouble connecting to your intuition. Maybe you don't know exactly what your truth is. Maybe there's multiple things that you want to work on and you can't decide which one it is, okay? If that's the case, take a step back. Don't, get flustered. Don't get down on yourself because you're having trouble being decisive, right? That happens to the best of us. But take a step back and just really think about it. There are actually some exercises that you can employ for like prioritization tricks and methods. If you're interested, do reach out to me and I'm happy to discuss those with you. It's stuff that I learned as a project manager in my like professional life, former professional life, right? So yeah, really following your truth and getting to the root of what that is. That's what's going to lead you here to this material prosperity. Now, with your spiritual connection and process and elevation, all of this really, it's all destined here, okay, with the number 10 Destiny's card. And the number 10 is a very spiritual number. For your numerology guidance, the numbers that are coming up for y'all are 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 20, just out here on the board. Okay, I also don't remember which, I need to study this deck a little bit more. Sometimes if I don't use them, that frequently or haven't used it recently, I forget. So yeah, it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's like things that are happening now, things that are shifting, things, people, places, things that are coming into your life versus those that are leaving your life. That is all meant to happen right now, okay? And like I said, there's a focus here. It really all starts with your grounding, right? Which is that red border, that red color, and that Virgo energy, your root chakra, okay? And again, I'm going to be talking about the chakras, but the next chakra up that's reflected in the color orange is your sacral chakra, all right? So there's just a focus there on like your heart center down, your grounding, okay? I think especially with everything that's going on right now, super important to stay grounded, to maintain a sense of levity, of peace, of calm, okay? Being able to go with the flow, all right? Which is something, I pulled cards for myself this morning. I haven't posted them yet, but you'll see that message of being in the flow really comes out in those cards, which I'm gonna also post. I'll post them to Instagram. So anyway, let me see if there's any cards I want to read for maybe number 10, Destiny. So good luck and fortune are now in your favor. A cycle of change, success, and growth is imminent. Life ebbs and flows in its natural journey, and the Destiny card signifies that good karma has come full circle. Lady Luck is pointing directly at you. What you sowed, you're about to reap. Open up your heart and accept and receive what you've earned. Opportunities, whether expected or unexpected, are knocking at your door. This is a time to allow your problems to be replaced by solutions. Believe in destiny as you learn to let go of old issues. You are being given the chance to understand the lessons and gain the wisdom, right, from the past, enabling you to move steadily forward in a positive direction. Holding on to a strong belief that you deserve to be happy and prosperous and have abundance in all areas of your life is the key. This confident mindset will show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. With this card, take advantage of all opportunities, act now, take responsibility for your actions, and enjoy the fact that destiny is presently in your favor. Don't always rely on luck, however, for the wheel most definitely will turn again. All right, so yeah, really good energy. I feel like y'all have been in this energy for a large part of the year. At least the readings that I can remember have been generally very positive for you, Geminis. Again, you know, not everything in life is going to be perfect, and there's always going to be things that we have to deal with, again, whether internally or externally, with work, with family, with friends. All right, so I'm going to get a Talking to Heaven mediumship guidance oracle card for you. Okay, this can be messages from your higher self, messages from other souls that you're connected to but perhaps not in close proximity to, or not even in communication with on the earth plane, or they can be messages from people who have passed on, okay, or people who are transitioning as well. Okay, so let's see, what are the messages, Spirit, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and the Venus sign? What are the messages for Gemini? Woohoo! Had several cards fly out there. Let's see. Okay, interesting. I definitely feel like y'all could be connecting with someone who passed, but before I show you this card, just remember that, you know, the soul never dies. Like, energy doesn't die, okay? And so when we transition, we just go into sort of a different form that actually can only really access higher energy vibration, right? Like, anyway, I'm going into down a tangent that a lot of y'all probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Those of you that do, hit me up. We can go down that rabbit hole forever. So the first card you have coming up, I Am Not Dead, okay? So you might see white birds if there is especially someone specifically that you're thinking about, this person might send white birds towards you, or you might think about them when you see white birds. There's another message coming out here, which is going to be different in the way that it's applicable for all of you. It is not your fault, okay? So whether that's because of some disharmony going on right now, or whether you feel like, you know, you missed the boat on something, or you're behind the 8 ball on something, it's not your fault. It's never too late, okay? It's never too late to reach out to people. It's never too late to make amends. It's never too late to forgive others or yourself, whatever the case may be. And then finally, this entity, this person, is reminding you that you are never alone. And I love this card because of that lighthouse there. It really reminds me of following and honoring your truth, right? That Ace of Swords, really following your true north. Go to where you're guided, go to where the light is. So Gemini, that's been your mid-March. I was about to say mid-month, mid-March, whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The rest of the 2 weeks of March. That's been your reading. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so through the link down below. Again, if you're on YouTube, or on the link in my bio if you're on Instagram. Hope to see y'all there. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next reading. Bye.